Virtually impossible property development projects, that's what we're going to talk about in this video, and what they are and how to stay clear of them. So if you're new to this channel, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell icon. We put out videos each and every week. You want to be kept up to date when we release a new video. Smash that like button and tell me what you think in the comments below. Now, a lot of people watch my videos and are particularly excited by commercial to residential conversions. And there are plenty of defunct commercial buildings up and down the country ripe for conversion. But let's have a look at a property for sale right now. You can see from this one, it's a lovely looking vacant unit in North London. And it says large commercial unit, virtual freehold for sale. What does that mean? Well, it's either freehold or it isn't. There is no concept of virtual freehold in my view. Freehold is actually where you own the building and you own the land that it sits on. Leasehold is where you don't own the land that the building sits on. What you have is a lease to occupy a specific area of space for a duration of time, which can be a number of years. But you do not own the ground on which that space sits. Virtual freehold is a little bit of a nonsensical term. What it usually relates to is a very long lease. As you can see from the detailed sheet, it says 10-year virtual freehold 999-year lease from 1986. And the reason they say virtual freehold is because they're saying, well, basically, who's going to live 999-year lease? You never have to worry about renewing the lease in your lifetime, your kids' lifetime, grandkids' lifetime, etc. But of course, the headline that the estate agent's trying to promote is, of course, large commercial virtual freehold. So if I wanted to convert this building or change the use of this building or do some structural alterations to the building, I want to convert this to residential use, for example. I can apply for my permitted development rights to the local authority and I'll get them. But I still have to ask for consent from the freeholder to let me do those works. And the freeholder is under no obligation to let me do those works if he doesn't want me to. What usually happens is you get a no, or if the freeholder is amenable, then they will want a slice of the pie. They will know that you're making some money from the conversion to residential aspect of it, and they'll want a slice of the pie. And that is usually too much of the slice of the pie to make it worthwhile, because it just torpedoes your profit. So why bother with these sorts of opportunities when there's so many freehold opportunities out there where you have carte blanche right to do what you want, subject to getting the permitted development rights. Now, I've talked about this before. We've produced a list of 500 bank branches up and down the country which are shutting down over the next year and a half. These are mostly freehold interests. That means that if you pick up one of these bank branches and you implement permitted development rights to convert them to residential, you only have to get your permissions from the local authority. You don't have to ask any other third-party individual for their say-so for you to do that conversion works. You can get that banks list for free. The link is in the description below. It's also on the screen here, succeedingproperty.com/banks. Now, in this particular case, this building that I've showed you is the whole building, but it's on a long lease. Sometimes it's just one floor of a commercial building that's being offered for sale. And in those situations, it's even more improbable that you would actually get the permission. Now I'm going to show you a clip from series 3 of the hit Sky TV show Property Elevator, where someone pitched for a leasehold office building in Acton, and his proposal was to convert the first floor, which was being sold as a long leasehold. He was going to convert the first floor of this building into 2 residential flats. I'll just show you a clip of this now. Yeah.
Kick off.
Okay, so purchase price is 300k, so you haven't bought it yet?
Nah.
This is something that's on the market. So
yes.
300, what I'm trying to get to is, you mentioned permission from the freeholder. What exactly is for sale here?
What's for sale is a lease. I'm buying it from a leaseholder.
Yep.
He's selling it on. It's a retired solicitor. It's been there for 9 years. He bought it previously from the freeholder for 999-year lease.
Right. Yes. So you're buying a long leasehold interest on the first floor?
Yes.
Okay.
Great.
And you mentioned it's for sale, but you've got permission from the freeholder to convert to residential.
Yes.
Is that written permission, verbal?
Verbal over the phone, and he said, you know, a businessman make me an offer, shouldn't be a problem. I'm happy for anybody to live there.
So when you say he's got the permission, but that's subject to paying him a consideration of some kind?
Yes.
Is that in here?
No.
Do you have any idea what that's likely to be?
I have no idea what it would be.
I do need to talk some now, actually. One of the problems...
That'll make a change.
Rude.
One problem or area that you've always got to address, particularly when you're only getting a leasehold interest, you want to divide this into 2 one-bedroom flats. Normally when you buy the freehold, you've got full control to get basically the waste pipe out however you want.
Yeah.
So the ground floor is subject to a long lease, so you've got no rights to go in there and do whatever you like. It seems like the loos and the services are located at one end of the floor plan. Mm-hmm. You want to divide it into 2 flats.
Good point.
So one of the issues to identify is, can you actually get from toilets located at the other side of the building? Is there a route, manholes, all the rest of it, so that it's actually feasible?
That's a great question. That's a question I'd put to my builder. In fact,
now you can watch the full pitch here. We'll leave a link in the description below, and you can watch that afterwards. But here's the long and short of what happened. Basically, it's a first floor. So if you are converting a first floor office to residential flats, not to put a finer point on it, you've got plumbing to put in. You've got to put in a couple of toilets. And if you're on the first floor, you've got to run that shit out of the building somehow. So that's either got to go on the outside wall if that's appropriate, or it's got to go through the lower floors of the building and connect to the mains drainage. So why should the freeholder give you permission to make those alterations? Why should the freeholder allow you to cause massive disruption to the lower floors just so that you can get your 2 flats in there without asking for a significant percentage of the slice of the action? Now, what happened with this pitch was that I pointed out all these issues in the pitch. John actually made an offer to the guy to say, look, you know, I can negotiate this and sort it all out. And he made the offer subject to negotiating a solution with the freeholder. Now, after this particular pitch, those freeholder negotiations didn't go too well, basically for all the reasons that I suggested. Now, the reason I didn't offer on that deal, because my experience has been it's nearly always a complete waste of time and not worth spending your time in that area, because there's so many freehold dedicated sites available that you don't really want to be messing around trying to negotiate with other freeholders. Now, have you tried to do a commercial to residential conversion with a leasehold property or something that's called virtual freehold? Have you had any success with it? Let me know in the comments below. If you're liking this video, if you're enjoying the content, of course smash the like button and subscribe for our next videos. But a lot of people are thinking, you know, there's going to be leasehold reform coming on down the road. And yes, there is. There's going to be a lot of changes to leasehold properties, but these are residential properties. So if you've got a residential flat, you're going to have the right to extend the lease up to a maximum term and pay virtually nothing in terms of ground rent. You'll also have the right, under many circumstances, to collectively get together with other leaseholders and buy the freehold to your block of flats. But remember, those rights that are coming in are for residential properties only. There is no talk at all anywhere about having those rights for commercial properties. And why should there be? You know, commercial properties are owned by businesses, are leased by businesses. Why should the government favour one business over another and basically take value from one business and give it to another business? It doesn't make any sense. So that is not happening. So don't buy a commercial property subject to a 50-year lease and expect the leasehold reform bill to help you out. It won't. And expect a very long, hard slog if you're looking to convert this building into residential use, because that freeholder will not give you permission that easily and is under no obligation to do so. To summarise then, there are plenty of PD rights that allow defunct commercial buildings to be converted to alternative uses, but when you're looking for these buildings, look for ones where you buy the freehold, because then all you have to do is get your permissions from the local authorities and you don't have to ask any third-party freeholder for any additional permissions, which they've got no obligations to give you. That's it for this video. See you guys next time. The Baker Street Property Meet is the UK's largest and #1 property investors networking event. The property market is going through monumental change right now, and at Baker Street Property Meet we aim to keep you up to date with the latest tips and tricks and insider tactics to help you keep on top of your property investing game and succeed in these troubled economic times. The Baker Street Property Meet is fundamentally about networking, because it's not what you know, it's who you know. And at Baker Street we aim to connect you with the people to make your property journey a monumental success. There's no better place to be to further your property investment journey than the Baker Street Property Meet. So make sure you're here, you're connecting with myself and Andrew Roberts, our expert guest speakers, and 300 passionate property people each and every month. See you at the next meet. Get your spot at bakerstreetpropertymeet.com.